This one right here, this is going to be fireworks at 145 pounds, right? This is arguably more exciting than the heavyweight bout that you're about to watch because David Onama I mean, he's a bad man himself. Yeah, he's coming off of a rough loss, but moments before that fight went south, he had Nate the Train Landwehr in a spot that we do not see the man very often. But then again, he's fighting a dude who arguably got robbed in his UFC debut, Gabriel Santos, right? He has to fight Leron Murphy. There we go. And I don't remember. And actually, let me see if I could pull it up really quick because I think this actually is pretty important. Where that fight took place against Leron Murphy was it was Edwards Usman 3. That was in the UK. So he got robbed on a split decision in the UK. I thought Santos won the fight. Personally, I think a lot of people had a little bit of an uproar with that. But let's just say you have a dangerous dude, flashy, athletic, submission specialist who can also showcase some improved striking versus kind of the opposite, man. Onama is so technical. He doesn't talk. He's not flashy. He just puts people on their butt when he punches them in their face. So I'm going to preface this, AJ, and I don't want to go on a tangent here. David Onama at plus 190, from a pure logic trained perspective, you jump on that all day long. I don't care if you're betting for Santos. You jump on that because he has been favorited in all of his other UFC fights. I think maybe except the Mason Jones fight. I'm not sure. I think he was even a favorite there. But this is the one time you get him at underdog price coming off of a bad loss. I see money to be had here. What do you think?
100%, Derek. Money all day long. David Onama in that kind of in that pick, like you said, plus 190. How could you not? Especially this guy is dangerous, crisp, technical, 1-2 down the pipe, however you want it. This guy throws leg kicks, body kicks, whatever you want. And what I like most, Derek, stays very strong in his defense, very sound. He's always, like you said, quiet. He's thinking, he's moving, he's playing chess in there. Onama's a completely different fighter than Santos is. Mm-hmm. Santos still smart, still technical in his own way, but wild. He's a wild man. He'll take you up and down, washing machine style of fight. This one's a lot of fun, and that's why I said earlier in the intro, Derek, this one was razor thin when I was coming down to choosing it, and it kind of did lead just because. Plus 190, David Onama, how can you not? This guy, favorite. I don't know. It's so hard to talk about because they're so different in styles, yet kind of the same in the tenacity and veracity they bring to the fight. You know, both of these dudes are going to come in and clash. Do you see a clash right here, Derek? We can see a little chess battle.
I see both simultaneously. I see a chess battle within the clash. And here's the thing. If you're taking anything from the Nate Landwehr fight, maybe you can say off night for Onama. It wasn't an off night until things got weird and Landwehr weathered the storm. It was a great night for Onama. But Gabriel Santos has that ability that Nate the Train does as well, to be in your face, to pressure you, to throw wild things at you. And the thing that concerned me the most, this was my biggest reason why I'm you have to take consideration into Santos here. Not because he's a favorite. You kind of saw, even though he came back in spurts in round 3, Onama kind of broke. He got broken physically and mentally against Nate Landwehr. And if Gabriel Santos can throw up crazy triangle attempts and spinning attacks and flying knees and counter with a knee straight to the body, come over with the right hand and then shoot for a double leg, if he can do that and keep his cardio for 3 rounds, who's to say Onama doesn't find himself in a similar water where those... AJ, this is the name of the show, Bloody Water Podcast. You find yourself in those deep, bloody waters, you find out what you're made of. We saw it in the last one. The question is Santos experienced enough at this level to do that to Onama?
I think he is, Derek. Maybe not experienced enough, but is he trained enough? Has he been doing it long enough behind closed curtains when it actually matters? And that's I think that's an answer to yes. Gabriel Santos is very much that wild man. And I'm actually curious how the mind game is going to be going for David Onama, because I think it had to have been the Nate Landwehr fight. His coach came back and even said, are you going to break right now? Or are you going to let him break you? And there was some more going to it. So will that all happen? Because I was at a Glory MMA. So is the coach there? Is he in a new camp? Who knows? That right there gets a little interesting for me personally, Derek.
Oh, and the great James Krause is brought back to life. Yes, James Krause was the lead man in his corner for the Landwehr fight. So there is that. All right, folks. So one thing that you got to take into consideration with this fight as well is that, I mean, listen, man, David Onama is UFC tested. That's what matters here. Gabriel Santos, on the other hand, has a lot of fights in these other promotions. I mean, listen, this dude should be he might as well be undefeated at this point. But I think the reality of the situation is, what kind of fight are you looking for here? If you're looking for a technical chess match and it's simply that, you have to favor Onama. If you lean towards the wild style, you have to roll with not just, I mean, the people who are backing Santos, but the odds makers. Plus 450 for the TKO, plus 250 for the decision, plus 200 for the submission, right? Onama, they're really saying if you don't knock him out, it might be a tough, sled in trying to get this win. So how does this fight end? Because on one hand, you can see a fight of the night decision. On the other hand, I could see somebody going to sleep or, getting knocked out, submitted, whatever. How do you see it?
I see it as a fight of the night decision, Derek, but looking at those decision props kind of skews what I'm thinking, because the old adage rings true. If you're fighting for a finish, you're not going to win a decision, and that's what the wild man Santos does. And to that same credit, Onama has the power to put you out at any point. So a knockout, a submission, a finish of some sort seems a little bit more likely. But I just expect both these guys just to go in there, perform at their highest peak. And that's why I was thinking fight of the night decision. I'm going to be a little risky, Derek. Give me that 550 David Onama decision.
All right, I see it. And this is one of those where I have to rock decision too, because Onama's 2 career losses has never been finished in those losses. And there was some tough moments against Jones and Landwehr. Santos only loss, like I said, that was a very controversial loss right there. So I like Santos' decision. AJ's rolling with David Onama. Like I said, sometimes when I say these things, it sounds weird to me just because, like, historically, I have been such a big Onama backer. But that's neither here nor there. That's this week, UFC Jacksonville. That's what we're talking about.